What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Thunderstorm League of Racing on this wonderful Wednesday night here in the Irish Hills of Michigan International Speedway. In the broadcast booth with me, it's going to be a new face to most of you, but for the league, not even close. Let's get him right up in here. It's Mr. Noah Wilson. Noah, how are you, pal?
Thanks for letting me join you today as I ride out the hurricane.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully you stay safe. It looks like the hurricane is, I'm no meteorologist, but it looks like it's kind of dying out the minute it touched land. So hopefully you can stay safe, stay cool, and yeah, like you said, ride it out. But we are here for the Great Lakes 150, a 2-mile track. Kind of give us a little rundown of what you expect here tonight.
Well, first and foremost, I expect tires to go out really quick. This track is almost like, in a way, of old Atlanta. It's not like a cheese grinder kind of track like Atlanta is, but tires will definitely fade away. Then you'll start seeing guys, try and find some new lanes. You'll probably start off low on fresh tires, and as more rubber gets laid down, the tires start wearing out. You probably start seeing people go up in the higher lines. You start seeing that become really a factor in where all the speed is. And then the draft, it won't play as much as a role when tire wear goes out. However, you could definitely use it to gain up on someone in front of you if you and somebody else decides to work together. So, yeah, I just expect it to really be a tire managing kind of race today.
Yeah, and you talk about those tires. How long are we expected to see them last before they really turn into an issue here tonight?
I want to say roughly around 20 laps, you'll really start wishing you had tires. 15 laps, you'll really feel the wear. 10 laps, you'll know your tires are wearing. So right around 20 or 25 laps, you would like to be able to pit. You could probably go a little longer if you're feeling crazy, but once you hit that 20 to 25 lap mark, you're just screaming for new tires, and how well you save is how loud you're screaming.
Yeah, well, we have a pretty stacked field here tonight. We're looking at just about 28 drivers, 24 of them putting down a time, and look at that top driver. It is none other than the 20 of Zeke Willis. Not surprised at all to see him up on top of that leaderboard as he's burning it down on pit road, having a little bit of a pit party. But a couple new drivers within that top 5. You have Chase Schaefer, who in Season 1 and Season 2 was pretty high up there. Kind of Season 3 took a little bit of a backseat to JD and Zeke. But you got Michael Finlayson. Probably going to butcher that all night. But then you got JD dropped to 4th, and David Childhouse in 5th. He's making his return from a very, very awesome second place at Darlington last week. Out of the top 25 that have taken a time, Noah, is there any driver that really stands out to you?
Well, the obvious answer is probably Zeke, but I want to think about Chase Schaefer. He won here the last time we were here, so obviously he's a solid pick. But I'm gonna have my eyes on the one and only Hermie Sadler, and here's why I say that: because when we raced at Charlotte, he was just as good as anybody when it came to saving tires. And I think this is going to be a long run tire saving race. And I don't think there's anybody that can do it better than Hermie. Obviously I think Zeke and all of them can do that perfectly well, but Hermie's a very patient kind of guy who waits for the tires to come in. So I think he's someone, he might not have the fastest time right now, but that's why I say he's pretty patient. And then once the tires go away, I think Hermie's the guy to really watch.
Well, I think last year at Charlotte, I think that's where he won his race, or at least finished in the top 3, because I know I interviewed him over Twitter. But
he did finish 3rd in that race, and he was in a position where he saved and was able to. I couldn't catch him. I had new tires. He saved gas and saved his tires and was able to finish 3rd and held off guys with new tires. So that's why he's done that. It's not the first time he's done it in this league. It's not the first time I've seen him do it. So that's why I think when tires go away, definitely watch that 16 car of Hermie Sadler.
Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good. But, what we're going to do right now is take it to both the Canadian and American national anthems, and following that, a quick look into our sponsors.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back here at Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn, Michigan for the Great Lakes 150. That beautiful graphic that you just saw on your screen there, made by our very own Peyton Sweet, who was a guest commentator last week at Darlington's Raceway. Tonight we have Noah Wilson. But Noah, I kind of want to give a huge shout out to the driver of, I think, the 99, and that is Chase Schaefer. A huge shout out to him because he made an awesome thumbnail that everybody saw in the pre-roll of the event tonight. Anybody who helps out the channel, I gotta really give a huge thanks. Even, you, Devin, Chase, any of the wonderful people that have helped me commentate. You guys really do a solid when it comes to helping and pushing the channel even further.
Well, you do a great job of really showcasing our league, so obviously we have to find some way to return the favor, and yeah, especially Chase. We really appreciate Chase Schaefer for he's taking in the role of pretty much being our graphics designer and not expecting really anything in return other than just doing it for fun, I guess. So we really appreciate that. He does a really good job. He made the logo that you see now for this race, and he also made the logo for last week's race at Darlington. He's going to make the many more that comes throughout this season, so we really appreciate that from Chase.
Well, from Michigan International Speedway, taking a quick look in on the race details. It's a 2-mile track. Track temperatures are just under 100 degrees, so it's going to be a little slick out there. Ambient temperature for the people in the stands, very comfortable, almost 80 degrees with a 55% dew point. And it's partly cloudy. Might get a little shade out there in any of these turns to give a little more of traction to those tires. But it's a very fun, fast track, and as Noah kind of alluded to, tires are very gonna be fun when you get stuck on old ones or you have new ones when everybody else has old ones. As right now, 37 of Michael Fenlussen is your pole sitter at a 39.27. But here's Cody Anderson on his second lap, looking to improve from that 20th position. This is going to be fun. 75 laps, probably going to go by very fast. Unlike Darlington last week, Michigan, I would think, is a little bit more of a, I don't want to say easier racetrack, but a more of a driver-friendly racetrack. Would you agree to that, Noah?
I would agree to. I'm gonna agree with the last statement and disagree with the first one. Only reason why is because this track's definitely easier than Darlington. Darlington is a headache. It is very friendly for the driver and much easier to navigate around than Darlington for sure. But yeah, by the way, I'm not leaving the booth right now. I'm gonna go ahead and give these guys a driver's meeting so they know the rules and don't do anything crazy. So I'll be right back.
All right, everybody. It looks like everybody has taken a time so far that is most likely racing. The only 4 drivers that have not yet: Jason Hickenbottom, Clay Nelson, Oscar Henson, and Sean Lester. But it looks like the 37 of Michael Fenlassen is going to be your pole sitter, followed by Zeke Willis in second, J.D. Laird in third, Chase Schaefer, the driver that made us all these awesome graphics that you heard Noah and myself mention moments ago. David Childhouse is going to be fifth, David Cabrera sixth, Zach Duscher in seventh, eighth goes to Patrick Langley, ninth Brian Billy, and Steve Accardi in 10th. 11th is Zach Mertez. Hurt Me Sadler going to be 12th. 13th, CJ Almond. 14th, Devin Mosley, proudly running that Nerds Doing Nerd Things scheme tonight. We have Philip Bridgman in 15th. 16th, Isaac Wilson. Lucas Martin in 17th. Cody Anderson in 18th. 19th, Ted Decker Jr. And 20th to Tony Edrington. It's going to be a very fun, eventful race tonight. We're probably going to start gridding in just about a minute. So, let's take it to another quick look at the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody, welcome back to All-Star 15 TV. We are gridding up for the Great Lakes 150. Ben Larson has that pole, followed by Willis, Laird, Schaefer, and Childhouse, your top five. Gotta give a huge shout out to Wrestling Over Everything. If you're into any sort of wrestling, whether it's TNA, WWE, AEW, New Japan, Indies, go check them out on Facebook and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, which is currently being sponsored by the number 5 of Devin Mosley. See it right there on his beautiful Ford Mustang. Gotta give a huge shout out to him for running our colors there. And Mr. Noah Wilson up in the broadcast booth, who just went through drivers meeting. Anything we need to really keep an eye out on with these drivers? Like, give us a little look in on what the drivers meeting was about.
Well, the drivers meeting is just really pretty much setting down the rules, reminding the guys kind of the rules of what we expect from them while they race, you know, the penalties that they may face if they were to break the rules and stuff like that. So that's pretty much all the drivers meeting really is just kind of setting down the ground rules and what's to expect, what we expect of them as they race.
Yes, it's going to be a fun race tonight. 75 laps that should go right around really fast. I know last week we were at Darlington, very tough track, but this place very wide open. On fresh tires, I would not be surprised to see some of these drivers get loose coming out of 2 and possibly out of 4. But you got to give it a couple laps for those Goodyear Eagles to really kick in. But Noah, what's your prediction for tonight's race? Who you looking at? No favoritism involved. You're a commentator right now. If you had to say somebody's got a better shot than anybody else, who would it be?
Man, I want to give the obvious reason and pick Zeke, but I think I'm going to stick with Hermie. He might be a long shot, but like I said, he does really, really good at saving tires, very patient. So I'm going to go on a limb here and say Mr. Hermie Sadler, strictly just because I think he can save tires probably better than anyone out here.
Well, that might be interesting. One driver not in the race right now. That is Jason Higginbottom. But we are about to go green. Barney the flagman ready to send them on their way.
Green flag, green
and
flag.
we are green here in the Irish Hills. Off into turn one. Noah, what's up, pal?
I was saying it's a packed house today. You gotta love it. Everybody's on their feet, and look at the stands. It's full.
Well, yeah, that's happens when you turn the graphics all the way up. Oh, it looks like the 31 of Cabrera, a little loose on exit there. We're going to watch that. Like I mentioned before, on fresh tires out of 2, you can really get a little squirrely.
Let's just see how hard these guys up front will really send it. Are they going to really try to go in for the lead and chew up the tire, or are they just going to kind of fall in line and just take what the race gives them?
Oh!
Got Zach going down.
That's Zach Mertez. We're still
He's
green
taking
right
it down,
now. Any lawn mowing service, contact the O2 of Zach Mertez. As you saw on that front stretch, completely going from end to end, cutting grass.
That's really good work by him by saving that too. He's talking on the mic. He's really excited. That was really a big rush for him apparently.
Yeah, I would probably need new underwear after that.
Me
just
too.
saying. But right now, Zeke Willis has taken to that inside. Looks like he has David Schaldhaus right behind him as well. Oh, that's a 99 Schaefer as well.
You're getting a good look at that draft actually playing a role down there with Schaefer and Zeke right there. That was showing how they were able to clear, go right past, the 37 right there. So, yeah, the draft is not much of a big thing, but it can definitely help at certain times of this race.
Oh, absolutely. And he's extending that lead with a great run down that backstretch. But look for the 99 of Schaefer on that outside to possibly have a really good run out of turn 4. It's going to be pretty close to even as they cross the start-finish line. But as they enter turn 1, would not be surprised to see if that 99 ducks right in front. There it goes of the 37.
Yeah, that's right now. You can see the bottom line's the fast line, but I think once these tires start falling off a little bit more, maybe here in the next 5 or so laps, we'll start watching these guys pull up towards the track. And
yeah, JD
really
layered in some different colors tonight. Sorry to cut you off. It's still in that red, white, and blue beautiful Valvoline scheme, but behind him in the 28, Zach Duscher was too wide. Immediately tried to get behind David Cabrera.
I believe it's Zach Duscher. Oh, we got one down on the grass again. It's CJ.
Oh no,
he saved it.
CJ Allman continuing with his issues from last week at Darlington.
I guess they forgot to hire out the maintenance guy to mow the grass before the race started, so these guys are taking care for him.
Well, it put him, unfortunately, all the way back to 25th. Car still looks good. He's just going to have to regroup, hope for a caution, and probably come down and get some 4 new Goodyear tires.
Yeah, luckily, it's not like real life where if you go down that grass and that splitter is going to chop up. But
yeah, it's going to dig right in. Which is no bueno.
Schaefer's looking for the lead here. He's going on the outside of Zeke. I'm interested to see if he gets that run coming off this corner. He's there, but he get a good run.
Like a crossover here. Oh, Zeke Willis going the block. Early in this race, going to block.
We're going to see a slide job here.
Oh, a little rough up. The 99 takes a lane and a half up. The 20 didn't expect it, and there goes Chase Schaefer right along by Zeke Willis.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's won here before, so let's see how he can. He gave all he got to get that lead. So let's see how his tires are. And Zeke might not be happy with that bump. I don't think I would be. So
Yeah, I've seen you race a lot, Noah. I think everybody on this channel has seen you race a lot. You kind of race around people the way they want to be raced. But you know, it's all clean till somebody gives a bad bump, and then all hell breaks loose, and makes great for YouTube TV.
Exactly. You know, sometimes 8 tires turn better than 4. So
Exactly.
I see no wrong with
As
that.
JD Laird cuts underneath. That is Michael Ben Larson in the 37, rocking that Tony Stewart / Chase Briscoe a throwback scheme. But here comes David Cabrera, both two teammates trying to pass the 37 in one turn.
These top 8 cars are really putting on a show right now. You know, everybody's taking and not really giving.
Yeah, but Ryan Billy is putting on a heck of a mirror driving show right behind Steve Accardi. Steve Accardi, way out of the groove, gonna have to check up. Is this where Billy's gonna be able to make a pass going into turn 1, trying to set it up and across the line?
You know, I had the pleasure of losing the championship to Mr. Steve Accardi, but I think that's because he's very consistent. I'm thinking I'm going to start calling him Mr. Consistent, because he's, even today, this season, you know, he may not be winning races, but, I mean, look at him. He's up here in the top 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if he finishes in the top 10, maybe even more. He's going to do that throughout the season. That's just the kind of driver he is. Just very to himself and just drives his own race and stays out of trouble and runs consistently. That's a really good feature to have.
You're about 2 seasons too late. I'm pretty sure Matt Johnson and myself called him Mr. Consistency throughout that whole season 2 run.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I am 2 seasons too late. I was too busy trying to catch him.
Which was a very, very entertaining run between, I think the top 3 guys all had a shot to win that championship going into the final race that year.
We definitely did. I was within about 20 points coming in that final race.
Childhouse trying to make a move on Zeke Willis for second place here. It looks like nobody wants to go to that extreme inside towards that yellow line. It looks like the second groove is the way to go.
Yeah, turns 3 and 4 doesn't surprise me, and I think we'll start to see that now. He'll let everybody staying up here against the wall. I think this outside line is really going to start becoming the groove for now, because I think that inside line, you're just not going to get a good enough run coming off these corners. See, Zeke's going to go for it, but we'll see how this works. Or not Zeke, JD's going to go for it, so we'll see how this goes.
Well, looks like it worked well. Let's see how Willis has that run coming out of turn 2, if he's going to do anything with it. But this 3, 4, 5, and 6 all under a blanket. Both JDR drivers in 3rd and then in 6th.
Yeah, well, this has been some really great racing so far for these 10 laps, man.
Yeah, well, you guys, when you come to tracks like this, instead of a barn burner of a place like Darlington, that's all you guys do is put on a great show.
Yeah, I was really excited for this race. I knew this was going to be one of our good ones this season. So glad these guys are really showing out this week. We got one guy, go ahead, David Cabrera. He's trying up there. He's trying his luck up against the wall. We got a couple guys in the back as well, trying to run that high line up there.
Ooh, look at the 99 of Schaefer. He's going to have Childhouse to the outside.
He's going to have that outside line. Let's see if he's able to get a good run coming off turn 4. Schaefer wasn't able to clear him, so it looks like I think he's going to get the run.
I think he's really going to get a run.
Looks like he's going to. Oh, I thought he's going to come down for his side draft. Not quite, but they are sure close, aren't they?
They are very close together. Right now, advantage Childhouse.
Oh, Schaefer's doing it again, going up close to the door. He might want to be careful. These guys are going to remember that.
Let's see, is Childhouse going to have any sort of run? But doing all this between these two drivers kind of brought JD and Zeke back into the fold.
Oh, exactly. So if you're going to make a pass, you want to make sure you know you're going to make that pass coming into the corner. That's kind of how I like to drive. That's kind of my plan, because if you do that, if you find yourself racing for a couple laps like these guys are, guess what? You're going to have a stampede coming behind you. When you have people like JD and Zeke behind you, you better hold on and get ready, because it's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, so far it has been a pretty wild ride, as they're still side by side for the lead 14 laps into this race.
I think if JD stays behind David here, I think he could get a good draft and run, which is what he's doing. Wouldn't be surprised if David's finding a way to get clear and coming in this corner if he does a slide job or whatnot. Waiting for it. Not quite clear. I mean, he's almost there, but that outside line, I'm telling you, it just has really good runs coming off these corners. Oh, he cleared them.
Yeah, it looks like the 99 might have let off the gas just a tad. But now he's got a battle with J.D. Laird.
Once those guys got down there drafting, he's kind of in no man's lane right now, unfortunately, almost like a Daytona and
J.D.
Talladega.
touches Schaefer.
I think Schaefer's trying to find a hole. He doesn't want to get left out to dry.
A great shot going down the backstretch. What the wonderful people here at Michigan International are viewing from the stands.
It's a sold-out crowd, I heard.
Yeah, you should.
Really looked like it.
You should have saw the party in Animal Hill last night. They probably had to get told at 2 o'clock in the morning to cut it down because it was getting very rambunctious out in a lot here at Michigan International.
You see the hurricane parties we have going on out here. We got guys driving on their bicycles with the snorkel on.
I saw that. I saw that.
Man, you gotta love Floridians and hurricanes, don't you?
It's Florida man all over again.
Hey, well, I'm waiting to see if someone can bring in their inner Florida man and do something crazy in this race to get back in the lead here.
No, a lot has yet to be seen. We are only about to put 17 laps on the board. Childhouse, your leader, followed by Laird, Willis, and Schaefer, your top four. But your whole top six under a second. This is kind of reminiscing of like old plate racing.
It really is. I'm kind of surprised of how close it is for now. I kind of expected once tire goes out, they'd spread out. But these guys are just driving phenomenal, man. These are the guys you see up front every week.
Car in the wall. I think Ryan Billy.
Oh man, he needs a good run today too. He's another fellow runner-up guy, and he was kind of wrecked out of a championship, and he's really been trying to redeem himself for that, and he really could use a good run today. So
now,
hopefully it's nothing crazy.
Noah, you've raced here probably a lot more than I have, most likely. On these older tires, on how you want to move to the top and do all that stuff on track, what does it feel like in the car? Is it tight? Is it loose? Does it want to spin out? What does it want to do on old tires?
It kind of varies. I've mostly I don't really drive the Xfinity cars here as much as like the next gens, but it gets to the point to where it does get pretty tight, and you got to be really patient coming off the throttle because you can find yourself pushing up to the outside wall off turns 2 and off turn 4. So I think once the run starts, it gets a little loose, but as the run goes on, it does get tighter. So yeah, so definitely a little bit tighter on the side, I think, in my opinion.
We're still watching this 3-driver kind of lead up front, but Chase Schaefer still not letting them drive away.
No, he's not. He's doing a really good job for someone who was up front, working hard to stay in the lead and even get the lead. So we'll see how he holds up as there's a couple guys coming in to join the party, including Mr. Consistent himself.
Yeah, Steve Cardi into that 7th spot. We're kind of looking through the helmet cam of Chase Schaefer here. Great view.
Zach Duche, he's the car up right now, closest to the wall compared to anybody. He's giving that high line a good go.
And we're gonna watch him real fast in that. Because I like wall riding. Well, not hitting the wall like you would see on like the NASCAR heat games, but right up against the wall, trying to save those tires and get the great runs down the backstretch.
The last lap up here too. See, there he goes. He's staying up there on that high line, higher than anybody else. Just trying to find something to catch this pack in front of him. You know, he practically has clean air, and you know what they say, clean air is king. So.
Yeah, as we have a battle for the lead again, Zeke Willis, David Childhouse, side by side, entering turn 1.
I think a little bit of gentleman's agreement there. It looks like David kind of said, here, you can have it. Don't want to chop up our tires. Don't want to lose more spots here. Very smart move, I think. 21 laps or in a 75-lap race.
Well, when do you expect them to actually take a pit stop? Do you expect them to go, 35, 40 laps?
saying they're going to try to go for a fuel run to make this a one pit stop race.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think they will try to go there unless someone decides to. I would say more if one of these top guys decide to pit early, they might follow. I don't think they'd be worried about any of the back markers coming in soon if they come in. So I think if one of these top guys maybe splurge first, maybe. But if I were in the car, I would definitely be riding it out until I know I can make it on fuel.
All right, Noah, well, we're going to step away for about 2 minutes here. We're going to take a look at the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast and the wonderful Thursday Night League. Still looking for some drivers. Going to give a huge shout out to the Wheels America Cup Series on Thursday nights, coming back for their playoffs on Thursday. But we will be right back after a word from our sponsor.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody, we are back here at the wonderful Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn, Michigan. See that wonderful graphic made by Peyton Sweet. Looks awesome, fantastic. Can't thank him enough for spicing it up a little bit. AJ Capola and Noah Wilson up in the broadcast booth. Noah, your first venture at broadcasting, how's it going for you?
I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know why I haven't done this before.
Well, yeah.
I love it.
Well,
Having
you
a
just
good time.
needed the right guy up here. That's all I'm
And there
saying.
couldn't be anybody better than you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, look at that move
Oh, we got a little.
by
Did he-
37 underneath. I think that's Schaefer. Oh!
We have a caution.
Eh,
Looks like the 40 something involved with the 47 here. He
47. Sean Lester. Oh, he just yeets. Whoa.
he
you
blinked
see
out a
that?
little bit there.
And just, like, darted left. Oh. Whoa, who is that? Is that the 13? No, the 15. The 15 of Lucas Martin. Watch this, everybody.
I think it was a side draft gone wrong.
Well, he blinks out for a second. And turns him. And there they go. Holy cow.
I want to say it's a side draft going wrong. I mean, that's what I want to believe with our guys, because I know we don't have guys that come out here intentionally wreck and
Oh, yeah,
whatnot,
that was a complete side draft, but he also blinked out when it happened.
Right.
So we are under caution for the first time, almost 30 laps into this event. A heck of a long run, especially on the way the tires wear on this 2-mile D-shaped oval. Would not be surprised if we have everybody come down pit road, right?
Yeah, I'm not the best gambler, but I would definitely put my money on people coming in right now and getting 4 tires and fuel. I would bet my bottom dollar on that, AJ.
Now, you mentioned earlier about drivers trying to make it a one-stop race. Is there any way they can still do that with pitting now?
Let's see here. So once we go back green, there's gonna be what, about 35 laps to go. Yeah, I think they should be able to make it if they save properly and not really gun it. So it'll be close, but it's possible. 2.5 mile track's about a 30 lap fuel run. So I think here's about 40 lap fuel run. So yeah, I think this could be the only pit stop today for some of these guys.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens, but we are under caution for the first time. Why don't we take another quick break? And I know you guys have seen it a lot, but we're gonna kind of promote the crap out of them because they're starting their Nerdtober stuff next week, and oh, it is going to be fun. Why don't you check out both the regular Open and the Nerdtober Open? But we will be right back from Michigan International.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page. From Japan to Maine to Arizona and everything spooky in between. The nerds have you covered for all things unpleasant and ghastly. That's the wrong ghastly. Join nerds doing nerd things as they present to you Nerdtober. To stay up to date with the show, join the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page. See you next time.
And we are back from Michigan International. It is Zeke Willis and the 37 of Michael Fenlarson in that front row, followed by Chase Schaefer with a heck of a tire donut right behind that left front tire. And JD Laird on the outside of row 2. You got the 04 of Steve McCarty, Mr. Consistent, and the 02 of Zach Mertez. That iRacing pace car Ford Mustang about to take that left-handed turn down pit road. Well, are you ready for our first restart of the evening?
Yes, I am. Look at that. All the fans are on their feet, ready to go back going. Here we go. Zeke Willis starts it off, and here we are restarting with. I had the number in my head, and it just went blank for a split second. We got 35 laps to go, right?
No.
Oh no.
Math, come on,
see,
Noah.
This is why I'm in school for physical therapy, not to be a civil engineer.
But look at
Looks
that
like-
launch by
Yeah, I
Zeke
think-
Willis.
Yeah, I think David Cabrera had to get out of the gas a little bit coming off turn 2 because he's getting swallowed right now. They're 3 wide going into turn 3.
Oh, he is stuck on that outside, but look for this run.
Oh, he's gonna get a great run here.
Oh, he's still loose.
He's not. Oh, he's saving it. Yeah, he's trying to get everything he can to make up for what he lost off turn 2.
That was almost very bad.
It was.
So
You got a little.
you listen to the driver audio, Noah. Kind of give us a little. Oh, 79 and the CJ Allman to the outside wall. What's going on?
Oh, we got a caution wrecking in the back. Oh man.
That Oscar Henson. Oh, oh boy, that doesn't look good.
It was.
Jason
Yeah, that was not
Stevenson.
good at all.
That didn't look good. Maybe even. Let's check. Did that 2 get loose?
Yeah, it looks like he got loose.
Oh, because from first aspect, it looked like he just didn't want the 85 to be there. Let's see it again. Oh, yeah, okay, there the car starts to step out. He clips the 85, and the 85 absolutely airborne. Oh, but there goes Mr. Duke.
Oh, Jarrett spinning out again. No way. Classic Jarrett, man. We love him. We do love Jarrett, man.
But you talk about how consistent Steve Accardi is. I don't see Jarrett Manning really causing a lot of wrecks, just unfortunately getting stuck in them.
It's exactly what it is, man. Jarrett's one of our cleanest drivers. We know he's not out there being malicious or anything. It's just the bad luck just seems to find him, and you kind of feel for him sometimes. But he takes it on the chin and is a good sport about it. So that's what we really like about him. But that's just unfortunate for the 85, man. Just
cars coming back down pit road. Zeke Willis staying out. It looks like Zach Mertez and Steve Accardi. But J.D. Laird, Michael Fenn-Larson, Chase Schaefer, Brian Billy all coming down pit road.
Just see if this is a tire strategy because they might have an extra set because they do have 3 sets. That would leave them with 1. Or are they just trying to top off on some fuel to make sure they can really make it to the end?
I would just be topping off on fuel.
I would too.
Well, there's JD, no tires there. Gonna
definitely
check with
topping off on fuel.
Chase Schaefer. Well, looks like he might be repairing some damage because it doesn't look like he's been taking any sort of tires. And the 37 also looks like no tires, but oh, the 15 is stopped on the racetrack. What's up with
Sitting
that?
on the apron.
As he's backing up traffic. There's Hermie Sadler, the very awesome interview that I had on Twitter last season, because unfortunately he's not in the Discord. I can't thank him enough for taking the time and talking to myself. But Zeke Willis up front, followed by Zach Mertez and Steve Accardi. That 02, anytime we interview that 02, I gotta plug him for a second. If you're looking to sponsor him at all, please contact him or get in touch with anybody from the Thunderstorm League of Racing, and they can get you in contact with him. He's looking for sponsorship in real life for his driving career. But yeah, give a huge shout out to him because he's always very clean and very fast wherever we go.
Without a doubt. You got more guys coming into pit road. Hermie Sadler's coming down pit road as well. I wonder if he has some kind of damage or topping off on fuel again.
Yeah, since we're still 2 to go to green, I would just come back down and top off. A 1 to green?
Yes, sir.
They're lining up. Oh, yeah, son of a gun. Look at that.
Zach Martez has found himself up on the outside lane here on the front row.
Looks like that 16 was making some adjustments. No tire change, but making some adjustments to that vehicle, as you saw it bounce a little bit there.
Yeah, looks like he might have just been topping off from fuel. Like I said, he's going to slow and steady wins the race, and that's the perfect definition of the type of racer Hermie Sadler is.
The only time that doesn't work if we really start to get caution after caution after caution.
Which I'm going to knock on wood, but I don't think that's going to happen. These guys are just too good, too talented, and this kind of track produces such great racing in this league.
Well, I want to give a huge shout out to Devin Mosley right there, up 6 positions in the Nerds Doing Nerd Things number 5 Ford Mustang. Looks like a very awesome car, if I don't say so myself. Plug. But also want to say thank you to Chase Schaefer for making some of the graphics for tonight's race and being a partner with the Thunderstorm League of Racing with making a lot of their graphics, as we're about to go green. More on that later. But here we, waiting for it.
Green, green, green.
There it is, green up in the air as Barney the flagman throwing out his arm.
There's 39 laps left.
There you go. Happy you figured out math.
Yeah, it's counting with my fingers, using my toes. Didn't know I was saying the wrong numbers too when they came in that first pit stop, but you know what? This is why I go to school for physical therapy. Don't need math for that.
As they fly down the backstretch, as everybody's trying to get up to
We got
speed.
3 wide in the back here, almost 4 wide. You're going into turn 3, they're 3 wide.
Man, look at that
It's
37. He is hauling
Zach
ass.
Boucher.
Who is it?
3 wide racing, 3 wide racing in the middle of the track. Up here, Annis, Philip Bridgman, all of them in that pack up here, 3 wide.
There it is.
Some really hard racing going on right here in the back.
And look at there's Chase Schaefer too. He's
I
got
wonder how
he's gonna find his way up towards the front.
I wonder how aggressive he's going to be. Is he going to save his tires or try to get up there as quick as he can?
Driver we haven't talked about a lot tonight is the car right in front of him, the 93 of Isaac Wilson, always in that Mission 22 scheme, always representing whether it's Mission 22 or Autism Speaks. Usually you would see him up a little bit further, but not having a barn burner of a night, just sitting in that 14th position.
It's kind of surprising because last season he was up front often, you know, running top 5, competing for wins. So maybe we just haven't gone to some of his top tracks yet. So maybe give us some time. We'll start seeing the Isaac Wilson.
I thought he was going to get really tight there and pretty much take right out the 99 to Schaefer, but gets it under power and stays off to 99. But now he's got Philip Bridgman to worry about. But here comes the 28 of Zach Duche.
All the way down there on the apron. Surprised he was able to hold on to it.
Yeah, I was going to mention, we don't see a lot of drivers using that lane.
No. Everybody's with fresh tires trying to get what they can get, while Zeke is again up there in the clean air just saying sayonara.
Yeah, well, I think he'll come back to reality in just about 5 to 10 laps. Would not be surprised if that 20 of David Schildhaus closes back in as he's doing right now.
These guys stay behind each other. I think as long as they don't race, they'll be able to go run down Zeke if they just keep using the draft with each other. And, you know, they'll eventually catch up to his rear and we'll have a race again up there. But as long as Zeke just keeps what he's doing, I think he might be able to maintain that gap. He'll definitely pull away if these guys start racing.
Well, right on Schildhaus's back bumper is Patrick Langley, a relative newcomer to the Thunderstorm League of Racing, but already in that top 3 and holding on to that position while he's got very, very big, talented drivers right behind him.
Patrick came in with a bang. You know, he's as soon as he's joining our league and started racing, you know, he's been up here up front trying to prove himself to who he really is, and he's showing us he's one of our fast guys in this league. So, hats off to him for that.
Absolutely, Noah, you hit that right on the head there. But
I'm telling you what. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
go for it.
This pack back here, I mean, these guys are racing from CJ Allman on back, you know, 3 wide. These guys are really going after it back here, man. And they're doing a great job of keeping it clean.
Yeah, but how long is that going to hold up? You know, somebody's going to, not trying to point fingers, but run out of talent with these tires as they get worn.
You know what? I have a lot of faith in our guys. I think these guys are great drivers. They'll keep
Philip
it straight.
Bridgman riding that outside wall. He's going to lose a lot of spots.
Yeah, he is. Good thing you kept it up there, though. But, man, when you hit the wall or get off the gas at this track, it's almost like you pull out of the pack at Daytona Talladega. You're just going to swoop right to the back.
Yeah, he is falling very bad from all the way from 13th to 25th. That's going to leave a mark.
That's such a gut wrencher too when you have that happen to you and just watch all these cars pass you.
Oh,
we got them spinning down there in the back. Oh, we'll keep it. Oh, racing throughout the caution. He saved it though.
that Clay Nelson.
Looks like the 15th, according to the chat, was the one that caused it. Let's take a look.
Yeah, we're gonna go far chase so we can see everybody. Well, yeah, we're hitting it a little early here.
Yeah,
Let's
looks like
check on that 15 of Lucas Martin. He just comes up and smacks the 24 into the wall, and we're going to go take a look at that 24 because he is all over the place on this apron. But still going in the right direction, even though he has a pretty decent amount of damage. Noah, did they get fast repairs?
yeah, they do have one fast repair, so depending on his aero damage and whatnot, I don't know how much it'll affect him, but as long as his car is reading 2,000 RPMs, his engine's just fine.
Oh, well, hopefully, it's the drivers that get caught up in something not of their own issue, but it's racing. It's just very unfortunate for the drivers that are just, look, I'm going down the straightaway, boom, somebody hits me.
And like I said, it almost sounds like I'm picking on him, but I think Jarrett knows that feeling all too well.
Yeah, very, very upsetting.
Everybody's coming in for pit stop to get some new tires.
And we are going to step away for a quick break. We'll see you guys when we get back at Michigan International.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back here at Michigan International. Got to give a huge shout out to Steve Tucker of the Wheels America Cup Series for making a lot of these secondary graphics that you see, like the All-Star 15 TV and some of the other wonderful stuff around here. Got to give a huge shout out to them. Go check their races every Thursday night on the Wheels America Cup Series. I do broadcast with them as well, so if you enjoy hearing my beautiful voice.
I love hearing your beautiful voice.
It's AJ Capola and Noah Wilson up in the booth. Happy you're up here, pal. I know it's your first venture as the lights go off on that Ford Mustang iRacing pace car. I'm glad you're having fun because when you're having fun, when anybody's having fun, it's very entertaining for everybody to listen to. So,
man, I'm having a blast, AJ, man. I'm glad you invited me up here to come up here. I mean, what's a better time to broadcast a race in the middle of a hurricane?
As I say, I'm happy you have power.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully it stays that way, but the hurricane's going to be right on top of my head come 2 a.m. later tonight, so we'll see if I wake up with power.
Well,
I'm hoping I do.
If it makes you feel better, I'm looking at the radar right now, and the little dotted line showing the track is heading more south. Trying to take a look more like at Lake Placid. It looks like Florida, Sebring, right around that area.
So hopefully, yeah, I get the worst of it, stays down there, and I get to keep my power. So they're saying the likelihood of losing power is low, so hopefully that is true, because I have a Talladega race tomorrow that I'd like to do.
Oh dear.
Oh, I'm excited. You know how I feel about these super speedway plate races, whatever they are now.
You're always a shot at winning.
I love them, man. Grew up with it back in the old days, old NASCAR days. I used to just only run Daytona, man. That's why I love it there. Plus, it's my home track,
So for everybody, as we're about to go green, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. But here we go. Pace car on pit road, waiting for Barney the flagman to throw out his arm once again.
Green, green, green.
And Schaefer, not a great restart, but it looks like he's going to change lanes before the start-finish line to get that high-line draft.
He stayed out, AJ. So I wonder if he really, and he was moving through the line of the field. So I don't know how much he saved. He might not be able to hold these guys back. I'd be surprised if he can.
The difference between two cautions was about 11 laps.
Yeah, but there's a difference between saving your tires for 11 laps and trying to get back up front. It looks like those old tires are not going to be able to hold on to this swarm of new tires behind him.
Well, you want to know what he possibly could have done? And I've done it many times, and I know a lot of people have. Accidentally take your tires on every... Oh, he's going to turn the 78 hard into the outside wall. Well,
oh, this might be a big one. Hopefully they...
now he's going to be pitting.
Everybody avoided it here.
A lot of damage on that 78. Wrong place, wrong time. I don't know what Schaefer was doing there.
He's not making a lot of friends today, I don't think.
Well, it's weird because we've seen him race for 2 seasons here on All-Star 15 TV, and then this happens. It looks like he just comes down and just hooks the 78.
Oh, a slight wiggle. I wanna hope that's him getting loose.
I can't see Schaefer as being a dirty driver, but that did not look good on any sort of camera angle there.
He's talking on the voice chat right now, and it sounds like he's saying that he got loose and he tried to hood it right as hard as he can. So he's apologetic for it. So obviously it wasn't anything malicious, I assume. But yeah, he's saying he wasn't trying to do anything.
We're gonna take a look at his onboard, at his cockpit, and really see how loose he gets. Oh, he's already fighting it there. He's very much fighting it. But not right there, it looks like.
Never turn that wheel to the right, so that's not really a good look, and it's not really gonna make him some friends out here. But you get what you ask for at some point. So he's not, Patrick's not gonna forget that. So
no, and we've seen it a lot with some of the drivers here that we don't get like Days of Thunder change my tires stuff, but you see stuff go from week to week, and rivalries really build here. Case in point, you got Zeke Willis and the 2 drivers of JDR, David Cabrera and JD Laird, both awesome rivalry last year. Very clean rivalry, but whenever somebody was winning a race, there was a very good chance it was one of those 3 drivers.
Right. Well, I think Chase Schaefer's starting to make some rivals out here tonight, which could be great for the broadcast standpoint and great for the entertainment purposes.
But a headache for you.
Exactly. Last thing I need to do is, during the middle of this hurricane, is watch everybody blow up in our Discord.
Well, we're under 30 laps to go. If we stay green, we're looking at just about another 18 to 20 minutes of racing. But let's kind of take a look. Is that 99 gonna come in and hit? I think he did.
He needs to. His tires, he was getting swallowed, and he was just sliding around there, so he probably chopped up his tires a little bit that lap.
So we get a lot of views on a lot of these racing videos that we do of league races. A lot normally on the Thunderstorm League of Racing. Noah, for anybody who wants to come race for the Thunderstorm League of Racing, kind of let them know how they're able to.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in come racing with us, which I don't see why you wouldn't. I mean, you can win $100 without even having to pay a single dime. But if you want to come join us, you can email us. We have an email, thunderstormleagueofracing@gmail.com. Just let us know, hey, I'm interested. Obviously, you have to be registered under iRacing, so as long as you're an iRacing member, you can find us on the League View, Thunderstorm League of Racing. It's an application, and as long as you have a C license, and roughly we'd like to choose 1,000 iRating, but if we see that you're a clean driver, we'll let you ride on in, and you can click the link to join our Discord, and we'll be glad to have you with us. I mean, AJ, what's a better situation to be in other than you race for $100 that cost you nothing,
Oh, exactly.
And you get to make friends and enemies.
So sometimes, depending on the week, it could be both or either
Yeah.
one.
But we're all one big happy family. Us admins really like to take care of our guys, and we really make them involved. This season schedule was picked by our drivers.
Well, here we go. You got Willis and Schildhaus on your front row. It looks like the 20 of Schildhaus. Little squirrely on the restart, and there goes Willis.
He's out of there. Gone. So see y'all later. I got the clean air. Catch me if you can.
Yeah, catch me on the outside.
You
See what I
hear
did
that,
there?
fans? Them fans are going crazy, man. They're loud. Oh wait, never mind. That's just the wind outside my window.
Oh boy, well, but speaking of that, everybody, if you're in Florida, if you have power, hopefully if you were in an evacuation zone, you got out. And if you're watching this, thank you for joining us. Happy you were safe, but pray for all the people that are probably gonna go home and see a bunch of their stuff floating around the yard or down the road. So keep in mind with the weather, and please stay safe. It's not looking good down there.
Yeah, my heart goes out. My thoughts and prayers go out to those guys down there in Fort Myers, man. They got it real bad today. So hopefully everybody's doing good out there. Everybody got out safely, and they can come home safely to a home that's still standing. So, as Floridians, we always joke that it's just another day in Florida, but when you live out there on the coast and you get hit by a Category 4 hurricane, it doesn't matter how much of a Floridian you really are. It's bad news.
Yeah, well, the thing is, houses, video games. Oh, Charles Bachman. Whoa, he
Going
just.
out there, doing the lawn man service for him.
But everything can be replaced except your loved ones and your neighbors, family members, friends. Just hope the people that got out safely, and the people that stayed are safe.
We are safe, AJ. We're out here broadcasting races.
Yeah, and well, I'm happy you made it more than halfway through the broadcast before the.
Me too. The storm wasn't even as close as it was today, and my internet was pretty spotty. It was going in and out, so I'm thankful. It's hopefully things are looking good throughout the night. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow with AC still on.
Well, look at Ryan Billy all over the back end of JD Laird, and here comes David Cabrera kind of filling that hole.
Tell you what, these guys in the back, man, they are really going after it. Schaefer's really trying to get his way back up through the track, to the field, and he's not being overly aggressive, which is good. So he's just taking his time and working his way
74 in the outside wall gets tagged. I want to say that was by the 25 of Cody Anderson.
I heard somebody get into the wall there.
Is going to leave a mark.
The 47 of Sean Lester comes in and closed the gap, and the 25 didn't let up. He didn't really appreciate him coming up there, it seems like.
Yeah, and Chase Schaefer trying to get around the outside of Jarrett Manning as he's making the pass. Ted Decker Jr. kind of on the next docket list spot. Mr. Oklahoma Sooner. Look at this battle here between Mr. Sooner of Deckard and Hermie Sadler. They were just 3 wide for a second.
I'm kind of surprised of how Hermie's running. I was really expecting him to be up there, but maybe the tires just haven't fallen off the way he would like them to be.
Well, he is right where he started this race in that 12th position. He just blinked out for a second.
Yeah, he did. Schaefer's wasting no time to get back up to the front.
Well, he is in 13th from the start of this race. He is -9 position, so he has a lot to work with. But Mr. Consistency sitting in that 9th slot, kind of nobody around him. Yeah, he might get a little tow from Mertez and Duche Cabrera, but really kind of in nowhere's land all by himself.
He kind of needs that draft to help him stay up with them. Those guys up there pulling away a little bit because they got that draft, and he's just sitting in no man's land. He can push it as hard as he can, but that's going to compromise his tires. So he's kind of trying to figure out what's the best thing to do here.
20 versus 20. Schildhaus in the Alpha Prime Chevy Camaro. Zeke Willis in the orange and white Toyota Supra.
I'm just waiting for a good old slide job.
Slide job!
Oh, are they going to go 3 wide? Oh, he came up there and blocked it. So he blocked that run from JD coming up on the high side, which might serve him good coming up here, coming off turn 4 or turn 2 here.
Look at this.
Gosh,
Look at Willis stick it to the outside as they're flying right at the turn 3 camera.
AJ, I'm saying all the wrong numbers.
Yeah, but well, you'll have that.
We're gonna have a slide job up in here.
I don't think so.
Doesn't look like it. These guys are being very respectful, which is really nice. Hard clean racing going on up here. Good for the broadcast, good for the show, man. It's good to see some of our top guys. Oh, JD's going down on the inside here. He's gonna see what he can make out of this.
Here you go.
There's the slide job we're looking for. Here comes Zeke though with the run on the outside.
Yeah, that's gonna
He's gonna be
stall
able to
out
clear.
the inside and give Zeke Willis a hell of a run.
He gives even. Looks like David has a good run coming out too. So Zeke went for it. Just didn't quite work. And here comes Ryan Billy, who I said really needs a good run today, keeping himself up here in the top 5. Maybe he can pull out a win here. You know?
Yeah, maybe. But why don't we do what we've been waiting to do all race, Mr. Wilson? Let's do a iRacing Crank It Up.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back, everybody. Less than 15 laps to go. You saw it on Crank It Up. I'm AJ Capola. That is Mr. Noah Wilson, one of the owners of this Thunderstorm League of Racing. So far, Noah, we haven't hit the 10 laps to go mark, but how's the race been, Noah?
Great, especially with these guys up front really going after it for the lead here. I'm excited. Oh, we got guys spinning off turn 2 right here. They crashed right there on turn 2. Cody Anderson, 25 car. Oh, they're still wrecking. Come on, guys.
Oh, Well, that didn't look good. Oh, did he just get tight and go right? That looks like the 78 or 79 of CJ Allman.
Yeah,
I
it looks
take
like
a
it's
far chase view here. Let's see it. It's in its entirety. He's gonna smack the wall and just waiting for it, waiting for it. Oh, behind them.
oh, yeah, it was behind him. So multiple crashes going on here. Looks like it was the 78.
Patrick Langley.
Looks like Cody Ennis just came down, didn't think he was there, and yeah, he just came down on him, and
Huh. Well, he
that's just
definitely comes down, but he stabilizes
yeah.
before
It looks like
the 25 is there, and then the 25 is says you shouldn't have done that anyway, and spins him.
an incident of I'm not giving you anything, and you're not giving me anything kind of thing. It's just like 78 was like,
But
well,
but there was room for the 78 still before he made that contact.
yeah. I mean, it's hard to tell. You don't know what's going on in these guys' heads, but all we're doing is just
Oh, and the
watching.
24 of Clay Nelson gets involved as like a bystander.
Yeah, gosh, that's so frustrating, especially when you're the 78 and someone hits you like that too.
All right, well, that's gonna put us under 10 to go.
Tell you what, they want this race to be exciting. But guess what? We got 10 to go, fresh tires. Oh boy.
Yeah, still smoke trying to clear on this backstretch. Gonna be a very eventful last 10 laps. It was side by side between the both 20s of Zeke Willis and David Schildhaus for a very, I would say, what, 20 laps, honestly?
Somewhere around there. You're still in the replay there, AJ. They've already pitted.
Oh, well, that's not good. Try this again. There we go.
Oh, and now we're live.
I'm looking at timing and scoring, so I'm happy I have Noah here to tell me, AJ, you're an idiot.
You're never an idiot, AJ. You know your numbers. I don't.
Well, I can honestly tell you 90% of the drivers who they are by just looking at their car.
Well, honestly, the only reason I know it's 10 to go is because your overlay says it's 10 to go.
Yeah, we've come to the realization, Noah, you don't know how to do math.
But I could tell you how to make your body not sore anymore. These guys are sounding a little angry with each other up on the driver's comm right now, which, you just any competition, no matter how much, even if they're friend or not, you're just gonna get mad at somebody.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I've gotten more pissed at my friends for how they drive me sometimes than people I don't even know.
Well, for sure. But hey, it looks like there's some, you gotta think about it here, AJ. There's some all-star race implications. We got an all-star race this season. So if the 37 wins this race, guess what? He's an all-star. Well, Ryan's already an all-star, but if Zach comes in and wins this race, guess what? He's locked in as an all-star. So there's more to it than just winning and getting some good points here. These guys could go out and have a $50 prize winning all-star race here
Now,
on November 2nd.
Question: last week we had a driver show up for the first time win, and he's not here this week. That's Mr. Ryan Vargas. Does he get a waiver because he might not be able to make it every week to be in the All-Star race? How does that work?
So we'll have if you just say you can't make it, that counts as an excuse. We don't need to know why you can't make it. We don't care. So if you say, hey, I won't be able to be there, at least you let us know that you're in some type of form committed and to us, and you're not just showing up just on your own terms. He can come in. So I think as long as we know that why you're not coming, or you let us know, then we give a pass for stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, looking at the leaderboard, it looks like Schildhaus might have had an issue on pit road. He's all the way back in the 23rd position.
Green flag, green flag.
As green flag up in the air. Great launch by Zeke Willis. Here comes J.D. Laird filling the hole, but Michael and Larson falling back quite a bit. Not a great start on him.
Zeke's been getting some really good restarts here, man.
Well, I think he's led almost every restart we've had tonight.
That surprised you?
Not at all. Mertez a little loose coming out of turn 2 as, oh,
The
they're
yellow
squeezing
flag
behind
is
him.
out.
Again, back here off turn 4.
Oh, Jarrett Manning. His car is destroyed.
Oh man, Jared, I'm telling you, Jared just the wrecks
Sean-
find him, man.
Sean Lester. We're going to take a look at this because it looks like a big one.
A lot of give and not enough take.
The 31 of David Cabrera gets in there. Oh!
Just try to stick his nose and make something work. It looks like.
Oh! That 7 takes a horrible hit to the inside.
Hopefully, he still has a fast repair.
Well, we're going to jump on board with that 7 of Jarrett Manning and
Yeah,
just
that's 4 wide.
see how much of a hard hit this 7 actually takes.
Oh man, he was straight too, but it looks like someone else came and hit him.
Yeah, that was, I think, the 31 that bounced him on the side. Oh, you mean behind him? Well, let's take a look at that. Zip, zip. I was right. It was the 31. I think the 31 hits him twice. Pretty sure I'm correct with that assessment. Here it is. There's the first contact and the second. But that second contact kind of saves Cabrera, unfortunately for Jarrett Manning, though.
It's just another incident of people just taking and not giving. You know, it's the last 10 laps. People are driving crazy out here.
Yeah, well, we kind of knew it was going to happen after a very tame race to this point. But for everybody, if this is your first time watching the Thunderstorm League of Racing, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody actually tuning into the event tonight. My screen goes a little wonky there. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's not going out now, is it?
No. I loaded up the Google Chrome and everything. So it asks me to do a bunch of stuff, so it pops up the window there. But we're going to get going with just a couple laps to go. Noah, what are you looking forward to seeing? Does Zeke Willis, does he need to nail another restart? Can he nail another restart? He's got J.D. Laird going to be to his outside. He's got Michael Fenn-Larsen, a very fast car, going to be behind him. What are you expecting to see?
Full send is what I'm expecting to see from everybody. Zeke, I think he's going to do just fine on the restart. You know, he has the control of the restart. You know, JD, he's going to try to time it the best he can. And whoever's on that inside line right now, I think it's the 37. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to send it in somewhere if there's a hole there. And whoever's on the outside, I think a lot of people were just going to send it and try to get some kind of run or just get beside somebody and just go for it up here in the top 5.
Awesome.
Oh, looks like somebody just subscribed to the channel. Thank
Cody Anderson just
Cody
subscribed.
Anderson. Wait, how'd you do that? Aren't you racing?
There's no rules against racing and driving, is there?
I don't know. It's your league.
That doesn't make any sense what I just said. So there's no rules against texting and racing, is there?
I don't know. You go ask, what was that, Brad Keselowski in that Montoya wreck where he's sitting in the backstretch playing on his phone. But we're going to get going with 4 laps to go. Your top 10 looks like this. Willis and Laird, your front row. Second row, Mertez and Fenn-Larsen. Row number 3, Billy and Duche. Row number 4, Accardi, Schaefer, and then Mosley and Sadler, rounding out that top 10. Oh boy. I want to thank this channel partners, bottom right hand corner, the Wrestling Over Everything Facebook page. Go check them out if you're into any sort of wrestling. Obviously, it's All Star 15 TV and the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast for, you know, giving us all those commercials that somebody made for us as a motorcycle goes all the way down my street very loud.
Schaefer made his way back in the top 10.
Yes,
Somebody we haven't talked
did.
about all day in the top 10, Mr. Devin Mosley, who himself is proving himself as a racer this season.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder where he found talent.
Well, he does talk to me often.
Maybe it was one of the Space Jam, the
Green flag,
Monstars
green
thing, where,
flag.
instead of a basketball, it's all put into a wheel.
Yeah, but hey, AJ, we got 5 to go. What's going on here? Let's see what craziness is gonna happen here.
Well, it looks like they're 3 wide back here. Look for CJ Almond, the 51 of
We got
Andy
2 wide back.
Ennis.
We got 2 wide up front. Zeke's just saying, "See you later, guys. Y'all keep racing all y'all want." Oh, we got a guy. We're wrecking again off turn 2.
Oh, that's David
We're staying
Schaldhaus.
green. We are not throwing a caution. We are under 5 to go.
There's no caution
man.
under 5 to go?
He was having such a good run. It's iRacing control at this point.
Oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's unfortunate for him, man. He
That's
was
gonna
having a solid run.
That's going to be terminal for Schaldhaus. But up front, as they head into turn 1, Zeke Willis with just a couple tenths lead over JD Laird. Here comes Zach Martez underneath Finn Larson. He's going to be falling back quite a bit.
You got a JD and Zeke stroll, just like reminiscence of last season.
No kidding.
And these guys are going to start racing. Guess who's going to pull away? And guess who loves seeing that in his mirror right now?
Yeah, it looks like we're getting some cloud cover in 3 and 4 here. Stay tuned after the conclusion of this race for the top 3 driver interview here. Oh, as Bachman's in the wall out of turn 4.
Oh, we got mowing the grass again.
Uh-oh. Who are we looking at here? Oh, the
Lucas
15,
Martin.
Lucas Martin. That might save Schaldhaus. Let's see what happens to this 15.
That result him in a lap penalty here for.
Oh, looks like he goes to block the 79 and then gets spun out. Wow, causing the caution with just 2 laps to go at that point. But it looks like we are going to see a green, white, and checkered here at Michigan International. We will be right back. We'll see you for the finale. Hopefully the final restart of the event tonight, but we will be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we are back here at Michigan International. A couple wrecks happened there. It looked like David Schaldhaus had that incident on the backstretch there. Kind of going to go back and take a look at that. Because honestly, with the couple races we've seen him in, very consistent, very clean. But trying to take a look here. Oh, the 2 gets loose and just comes right down and smacks the 20. He's going to kill the inside wall.
It looked like intentional to me. I don't think so.
No, I wouldn't call that intentional. It looks like the 2 just got really loose on that outside. You know, he is a couple laps down. Kind of would have figured to kind of let them go, let them race. But kind of difficult to do in the moment. And then you got Lucas Martin here. Here it is. And CJ Almond.
Get him off the hook from making him sit a lap because, well, it was only him who crashed and he didn't take anybody else out, and it depending on the damage is already done for him. So, not one of his best races today, but I'm sure he'll be able to rebound after our off week next week.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, having the off week on the exact same week that I am not in town.
We did that just for you.
I know, I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. Sure, these guys won't mind racing 4 straight weeks.
Well, usually that's what we do, I'm pretty sure, is have 4 races, off week, 4 races, off week, 4 races, finish.
We do 3 races off week. We gave these guys 3 off weeks.
Uh-huh.
All right. But hey, looks like we're not going green. I thought we were.
So did I. We're all gridded up, ready to go. Well, how many green, white, checkered attempts do we have? Do we have the full 3?
I'm gonna say 1. I think we had a green light checkered every race so far this season, and I'm pretty sure there's just been 1. So
Yeah, we have. Well, this should be interesting. Lights are off on the iRacing Ford Mustang pace car. Can the 20 of Zeke Willis have an amazing restart? Pretty much every restart he's had so far has been good. Can he do it again?
that's the benefits of being that control car.
Gonna take another look at Schaldhaus. Brand new race car in that 20. Wonder if he had an extra set of tires. But it's gonna be interesting to see if he can get by a lot of cars in just a couple laps.
Yeah, he must have pulled out his backup car while we were under caution.
Yeah, this isn't Formula V where they just get out of the car, get in the new car, charge the old car. Give it time.
I'm telling you what, I want to see someone send it up here in turn 1, but smartly though, in a smart way.
Well,
It's not,
we've seen
yeah.
JD Laird do it a couple times. So far, it really hasn't worked out for him, but very curious to see if it sticks this time. And 100% expect either him or Ryan Billy in the 23 right behind him to do it.
keep an eye on that 99. He's definitely aggressive. He's gonna send it for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Is this the final restart?
Looks like the 99 is pushing the 37 up into turn 1. This might give him something here. As he comes up and blocks it.
There comes JD Laird. He is even with Van Larsen.
Oh, Zeke's coming down with a huge aggressive block. Oh, they
Caution.
almost
yellow
crashed the
flag.
wrecking in the back. Oh man, that was. What is going on here? There's a lot to unpack here, AJ. There's a lot to unpack. We had almost crashing up front. Then there was a crash in the back.
Oh, that looks like Cody Anderson. Here it is. David Cabrera just comes up and spins him.
Looks like to me, it looks like the 25 just comes down. Yeah, the 25 just comes right across his nose.
Take a look at this again. Goes up, and, well, stays up. He stays right on that seam.
If you look at the 31's view, it looks like it just looks kind of like a meet in the middle, you know, if you look through the 31's car.
Like, he's going to come off of the turn. We're looking through the 25. He's going to go all the way to that third seam, stay on that third seam, and then get hooked. Well, we wanted excitement. We are seeing excitement here. Wow.
I think we should take another look at that between Zeke and up there in the front between Zeke and the 37. That was some intense racing we had going on up there.
Good point. Look at this.
Zeke went for an aggressive block.
Doesn't get a great run out of 2. Huge block.
Ooh. Glad they were able to hold on to that because that would not have been pretty.
Well, I honestly would not have been surprised if that 37 ended up turning that 20 for the block like that, because we see it in a lot of forms of racing, especially stock car racing, that if you're going to make a block like that, you're probably going to be sent for a ride.
That's what I don't like to see here is I'm afraid that, you know, he may have got a little frustrated and was possibly trying to hook Zeke, but I'm hoping that's not true. I'm just hoping it was hard racing. You know, Zeke understandably is blocking for the lead here on the last 2 laps, so.
Clay Nelson running a modified, getting his wave around.
But I definitely don't like the looks of that, turning left on the straightaway like that. So
Yeah. Because it opens up a lot of possible issues.
those guys aren't really happy with each other in the chat right now.
Do you expect anything different? Because I do
Not right
not.
now. Why can't we all just be friends?
Why can't we be friends? Sorry.
I think you sound spectacular, AJ. At least we're friends, right?
Absolutely.
I'm here. Good. That makes me feel good.
I think you guys were the first league I took on for myself. So if we
No.
if we weren't friends when that happened, I don't know what to tell you.
No, we really appreciate you. You're going to turn into the voice of Thunderstorm League of Racing, that's for sure.
That's so beautiful for you to say. But
All
I
right.
appreciate everybody watching at home. Hopefully, if you're in the southern east part of the United States, right around Florida, Georgia, because Georgia's going to get hit too, you're all staying safe. But yeah, we are escaping all the way to Michigan here tonight. Next week, we are off. And where are we heading after our off week, Noah?
We are headed to the great and wonderful Iowa Speedway. And I think you like that race. You know why?
Well, yeah, it's because it has nerds doing nerd things on it.
Yeah, well, don't get too excited, AJ.
Well, no, I knew where you were going with that, but I also remember last year's race. We were good for the first 75% of the race. Then it was like, hey, wreck.
You know what? We put out a survey out there, let our league guys pick where they want to race, and this was one of the most voted tracks. So that's why we're going right back to Iowa. It's a great track.
Still very entertaining, but pace car on pit road. Let's do it again.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, good start by the 37 there. He kind of timed that pretty well.
I thought he jumped it. Would not be surprised if he gets a black flag.
No, I don't think so, because it looks like he was about even with Zeke there.
Yeah, well, but it's all about when you accelerate.
He's going to get a good run, I think, here. He's going to have a chance going into turn 3. It's right under him now.
There
He's
he
not
is.
going to let him block this time.
To the inside. Got Chase Schaefer to
behind
the
him.
outside.
Is he going to send it in?
Let's send it.
Zeke's going to get a good run. He might be able to hold him off here. One more lap. See what he... Oh, here comes. Oh, he's still there. I didn't think he was still going to be there.
JD's going to take that third slot. White flag in the air, side by side at the line.
Oh, man, this is awesome. What's going to happen here? Who's going to give? Who's going to take?
Great outside run by Zeke Willis in that 20 as they fly down the back straightaway for the final time. Would not be surprised.
We got guys mad wrecking up back here in the back again.
Would not be surprised
gotta
if
wait for the
JD
lead.
Laird is in the prime spot right now. Oscar Henson, Tony Edrington, Lucas Martin with issues.
Oh, we're going to have a drag race. Here we go. We can't forget about JD coming in. It's going to be a drag race. Who's going to get it?
Ben
It's going to
Larson.
be Michael. Wow, what a finish.
Ben Larson with the win here at Michigan International Speedway, locking him into the All-Star race later on in the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back, and we will talk to our top 3 drivers here at Michigan International Speedway.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
We are back, everybody, and there he is, Michael Fenlassen getting ready for that burn it down. Ryan Billy kind of warming it up for him. But what a finish between Zeke Willis and Fennelson. That was one
And
of
that
the
was
closest victories I think I have ever seen. 0.01.
These guys definitely went out with a bang. You love to see it. Got a lot of angry drivers too. So
Here you go, Noah. Here's going to be an amazing shot on screen.
man, look at that. JD pushes him.
Right there.
What a great
Look
shot.
at that
Man.
top 3 right there. Gonna talk to the driver of the number 37 and the winner of the Great Lakes 150, Michael Fennelson. Mike, holy cow, what a finish. Did you know you had that car underneath you the whole time, or was there some sort of tire strategy there for you?
Well, that was a lot of fun, those last 2 laps. I don't always stay side by side that long, but early on in the race, I was just like throwing caution to the wing. Like, I think it was going to become like a fuel strategy race, so I just hit and got myself in the back. But then, luckily, cautions fell our way, and I just took tires at the right time. I think I was on everybody else's tires there at the end. We all pit together. I came out about 6th, and then worked my way up there when David and Zeke were brawling for like 10 laps. So that kind of helped, but that was a lot of fun there at the end. I didn't think the bottom was going to be that good, but somehow I kind of like pressured him and overdriving the corner. I think those last 2 laps, so I kind of backed off on entry and then just on exit I had enough speed to just stay ahead on like off 4 each time.
Yeah, well, it was fun to watch you race because you were right around the top 5, top 10, if not the top 3, through the whole event. Is Michigan one of your tracks that you're good at, that you like, or what is it about this place that allowed you to really contend for the victory here tonight throughout the race, and then really bring it home those last couple laps?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm a short track guy. I'm like a Darlington type of guy. I never do well in these big super speedways, but I mean, I moved to Michigan, I guess, a year ago, so maybe that's why I'm better. But that's probably the only reason I can think of. But usually this track doesn't really suit me. I just like the shorter tracks and more tire wear. But I think if we had long runs tonight, I think that first run was really telling. Like there was a big tire fall off within the top 5, and sucks it didn't go green because that was going to be a good race if it did go green, like with tire fall off. But I think it took at least like 20, 25 laps to work. So there at the end, it was just balls to the wall.
All right, brother. Noah, do you have anything for Mr. Michael Fenlassen?
No, not really. Other than just you ran a heck of a race today, man. I mean, it takes a lot to really conquer, Zeke. He's one of our best drivers, so hats off to you for doing that, and heck of a run today, man.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks to JD for that push off for that helped a lot. He got me into this league, and I'm just running it for fun. So, I mean, I don't want to like wreck any of these guys because I know they're points racing, and I just joined a little late. But I'm just trying to have fun. But I know that big block on the back stretch, it almost got a little dicey because I mean, I got some left front damage, he got some right rear damage. That was pretty bad, but glad we came out of that. And thanks to JD for that push off for. I think that helped.
If you can race more consistent, I think this locks you into the All-Star race if you can start making every race, because I know it's more for the full-time drivers. But right now, you are locked into it.
Cool, sick.
All right, brother. Well, any sponsors, anybody you want to thank before we let you go celebrate the win tonight?
Just my team, Lockdown Racing, I guess. Usually my partners are Dude Wipes. Thanks to JD for always painting the cars. This paint scheme isn't made by him, sadly, but hopefully maybe he'll paint me a paint scheme now because we got in Victor Lane. So I guess we'll see next week.
All right, brother. Well, we'll see you next week, pal.
All right, thanks.
All right, Noah. Well, that was our race winner. Why don't we go and talk to Mr. Second Place and pretty much leading every lap tonight? It was Zeke Willis. Zeke, AJ Capola, and Noah Wilson in the broadcast booth. Holy cow, what a finish. And dude, if you weren't in first, you were in second all race tonight. Kind of break it down. How'd that car feel out there?
Um, Really, I just wanted the clean air. That was really like my only game plan for the race was just keep it in clean air because I know this thing plows behind anyone. Um, just keep the tires on it really, and just try to be out front in the end.
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly what you did. Every restart we had tonight, you absolutely nailed and expanded on a multi car length to the second place, third place cars. Um, Kind of give us like a talk of how are you so good at these restarts, especially on sometimes older tires than the people behind you?
Um, I don't really have an answer for that. I'm just going when it says green or when it's time to go, really. Uh, if
Dang, I
everyone else
wanted
wants
some
to
trade
catch up,
secrets here so I can get better.
none here, none here.
All right, brother. Well, as always, that 20 was up front and leading laps. We go to Iowa in 2 weeks. I know it's completely different racetrack, but how do you think you're gonna fare getting ready for that very short 3/4 of a mile racetrack?
Um, it's a track that I enjoy. I'm just again kind of how I was hoping for Darlington to just be track position, track position, track position. Kind of hoping for the same for Iowa. I think I should get a decent finish at least. I'm trying to just stay consistent for the championship. Really, kind of just point racing for now.
Yeah. Well, you're always up front. You're always getting really good points, but dude, tell us about any sponsors you want to thank before we let you go celebrate a second place finish tonight.
No sponsors, but just want to thank the admins for putting on this league and you guys for broadcasting it. This is definitely the most fun race I've had since being in this league.
Well, that's great to hear. You guys always put on a show every Wednesday night on All Star 15 TV. Um, and it makes it so much easier when it's a good show to broadcast. Tonight, I actually had a league admin, Noah Wilson, up in the broadcast booth for his first time broadcasting, and he did a wonderful job, and you guys made it very easy for him. So, congratulations on your second place finish, and we're going to go talk to JD Laird now.
All right, thank you.
All right, Noah, you still there?
Still here, just
All right.
taking in the
Well,
moment.
I'm going to pop your interview cherry. You're going to interview Mr. JD Laird. Here you go. Mr. JD Laird, you are all Noah Wilson's. Take it away, Noah.
What's going on, JD? Coming off a third place finish. I gotta go ahead and ask you, was your whole plan to go ahead and push the 37 up to the lead, or he did just shut the door on you?
No. At that point, it's not a knock on Zeke, but I know Zeke's my competition, so I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push over championship competition, even though Mike's kind of kicked my ass 2 weeks in a row. But I think it's better to see a Mike Finlayson dub than a Zeke Willis dub because he does it too many times. So I figured if I can push him, that's one less thing I have to worry about. But it was a blast. Like when we actually had the green flag runs, it was fun. It was probably one of the better races we've had ever since I've started racing here. So shout out to everybody that let us play as good as we did. But yeah, looking forward to the off week for the most part, and I need the reset. I mean, oh, I'm just gonna ramble because I'm operating at 70%. I am brain dead. I about pulled a Noah Gragson in the middle of the race. It's not fun. But we were lucky for P3. That's all I got right now.
Well,
I guess
at least you're
I'm
not where
sorry.
Noah is in the middle of a hurricane.
Exactly.
Yeah, true, but there's a hurricane building in me, and I don't like it.
Oh, somebody at Taco Bell.
Oh
Well,
no.
I do gotta ask though, on these restarts, Zeke had the control, so obviously he got really good restarts, and you're on his outside or just right there behind him. Did you ever think about sending it in turn one? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for someone to do a slide job or just straight up send it in there.
I thought about it once. Like I think it was the restart before the green white checkers. I asserted my alpha male dominance, and I'm like, I'm dictating this restart. and I shoved him right by Zeke right by Finlayson. But I just know that if I try to make the move, not only do I bind myself up the corner trying not to die, they're going to have the run off. So it's just a matter of basically end game goal. It's like you're not going to win the race off of turn 2 on the green white checker. You're going to win it off of 4 coming to the checkered. So it's just basically moves and counter moves and trying to form up some strategy to make sure that you don't die in the end. And it looks like it worked out for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, you got third place again, and here you are trying to go for a championship. I think you needed a good run out of anybody. You've had pretty rough, unfortunate weeks. Not really the JD way, I guess you could say.
Yeah, Daytona kind of stunk. Darlington, Darlington I'll take because they were 2 new guys to the league.
Yeah.
Tonight I have basically raced with Zeke and Mike, who I believe is running the whole season. So I needed it for the sake of the season, but it's a long season. Anything can happen. It's just a matter of just where did the chips fall at a certain point at the end of the season, and it ain't over until the rotund woman sings, and she is far from singing or done singing yet.
I will never count you out, but I guess I'll take it back to AJ. He popped my cherry, so let's go.
When it came to broadcasting here. But JD, always fun watching that number 22 on track. We know you're always going to be towards the front, but I know you're running a American flag Valvoline car, but usually you're running a JDR graphics car. Why don't you give them a little bit of a plug? Because I'm pretty sure they're your business.
No, they're all washed up. They don't do anything except make cars look ugly. But yeah, I have to give a shout out to myself. I hate doing that, but JDR Graphics, it's all on social media. Gotta give a shout out to Valvoline, Langford Farm, Spirited by Brad, Xerox by Valvoline, Anderson Surfboards, Aquatech Glassing. Shout out to Skid for repping my colors for the season. I know he hasn't had the best of seasons, but I think he's still somewhere in the top 10 in points somehow. But shout out to him. Everybody in the league for putting it on. And also shout out to whoever made the Twitter account, because I'm glad you guys have grown up social media wise. I heard that you guys were doing like live updates during the race. That's awesome. That's what's going to get a little bit more attention in this league. So follow them at _TL Racing _. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You are absolutely correct. Good job.
Damn, I'm good.
You are so good.
And shout out to everybody watching, and enjoy the off week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, JD. Well, go celebrate your third place and the off week coming up. We will see you at Iowa in.
See you then. Appreciate it, guys.
See you, buddy.
All right, Noah. Well, closing statements for yourself. Where'd he go? Noah, hey, I don't know why you disappeared for a second. That's not good. But closing statements. What do you have for everybody? How'd the race go in your eyes? Kind of talk it.
I think today was a pretty good race overall. I think guys got really aggressive at the end, which is what you expect. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think the guys put on a fantastic show. The finish, man, it's going to be hard to top that in our league history from here on forward. But I think that just really shows how bright this future can be, and just hearing these guys as an admin, how much they enjoy being here and how happy they to see us grow really makes me feel good. And I know it makes Chase feel really good, because he's the one who came to me and says, hey, I want to start a league. And I just said, sure, let's go. I don't care. Let's try it. And so yeah, I think today really kind of showed where I think it's going to take this league in a great perspective. And
well, you guys heard they have a Twitter now. They also have a Instagram, which I'm looking for right now, which apparently they only decided to follow my Nerds Doing Nerd Things page, which is great. You know, make it a little more difficult for me to find. Appreciate you.
we didn't know I didn't know you had one on Twitter.
All right.
Ian
on Instagram, they are Thunderstorm _ gotta open up the phone. League _of _racing. Go check them out on their Twitter and on their Instagram, as well as Facebook. Also, a huge shout out to Chase Schaefer for making a lot of the graphics here tonight. Just go take a look at them as Monster Designs all one word, capital M, capital D, _ on Twitter for more graphic fun. But everybody, stay cool, stay safe. Everybody in Florida and Georgia in the next couple days or hours, please stay safe. And don't do anything stupid, let's put it that way. But for Noah Wilson, the Thunderstorm League of Racing, I am AJ Capola signing off from the Irish Hills of Michigan International Raceway. The 37 of Michael Finlarson wins, and we will see you at Iowa in 2 weeks.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.